Hey guys, I have not made a video in a while, and that's because I've been pretty rough. So, I've been feeling pretty rough with my knee, which is getting there. I can bend it and stuff, but I'm still using my splint to get around when I'm up and about. I've got physio next week, but on Sunday, I passed out when I was getting up to go to lunch. I walked to the end of my bed and then went, oh, I'm feeling a little bit funny. Let me just have a drink. Had a drink. And then the next thing I know, my sister's in my face going, Sarah, Sarah. And I was like, oh. I couldn't move, so I laid there for a while watching Netflix because when you're stuck on the floor. And that's when I realised I have a very dirty floor. So that needs hoovering. And a very boring ceiling to stare at. So I couldn't really move, and my parents had to lift me onto the bed and feed me my lunch and stuff. So that sucked. I felt really dizzy. I hit the back of my head a little bit, I think. Not 100% sure, but it hurts. And then on Monday, I was sat on the edge of my bed, and then the next thing I know, my sister is in my face. No. Then on Monday, I sat on the edge of my bed, and the next thing I know, my mom is in my face going, Sarah, Sarah. So that sucked. Sorry, my head still hurts. So I was laid there. She went to go make drinks while I laid there to come to a bit because I could move my hand but not much else. And I was laid on my side, and I managed to lay on this shoulder, which was tucked right under. So I was laid on this bit, and that meant that my elbow was stuck into my ribs, and it was slightly out of place. So I was putting pressure on that, and as I had fallen onto my front a bit with the stuff, I was struggling to breathe and I was in a lot of pain, and my mum came back up from making some drinks, and my hand was blue, the one that I was laid on, and she had to move me down to the side because I'd spent a little time just not being able to breathe very well. So that was fun. On Tuesday, I had my therapy session. It was my last one. I have no more therapy now, so here's hoping that I'm okay. Wish me luck. And I went through the door to the sort of waiting area, and I'd been feeling really funny because I'd been really dizzy and sick, and so the car journey was a bit rough. So I got through the door, and then I sort of blacked out and flopped down, but I was in my wheelchair with my seatbelt on. So I came to and I was like, what is this thing in my face? And it was my legs, because I was just bent in half over the thing. And then I did my session. I felt really rough, but I carried on, pushed through. Got in the car, went home, sat on the edge of my bed, was like, Mummy, I don't feel well, was giving her a hug. And then apparently I just went really floppy, and because everything went black for me, I went unconscious again. And then she'd laid me down and was lifting my legs up to put them on the bed so that I had my legs raised a bit. And so I had been hugging my mum, and then I came to and I was staring at the ceiling, and I was like, what? So it is Thursday today, and I am still feeling really dizzy and sick. I can just about sit up, but currently I'm just sort of leaning on a big pile of cushions because I don't have. I just feel sick when I sit up, let alone stand up. It's ridiculously spinny. It's like I've just got off a waltzer. If you've ever been on one of those, where you feel like the room is spinning and you feel like you're going to throw up. I'm yet to throw up, but I guess they've got the nausea. So I called the doctor yesterday and they said, it's probably just your POTS. Try to make sure your fluid's up, try to make sure your salt intake's up, which I've been doing. I've been trying to do. And they said, but just in case, contact your POTS specialist, your cardiologist, see what they think. So I called them today and I got the secretary and she was like, here's the email address that you can use to contact, and I have sent the email and I am just waiting to see if anything is seriously off, because I rarely pass out. Like, I fall over, I go dizzy, and I fall. Passing out where I actually black out and someone has to shake me to get me to come to, that's quite rare for me. So that happening 4 times in 3 days just isn't what I'm used to. So that's been this week. Before I just had major depression vibes, pain. I didn't want to make another sad video, so I was like, I'm just gonna wait till I'm a bit happier. And so I'm making this one to be like, this is what happens with pod stuff, with blacking out. I really hope it's just the pots, because they're working on different bits to help make that better. I don't want it to be anything too serious, but I feel like I probably would have known by now if it was too serious. So there's that. That's my life. See you next time.